Hello, amazing trucking friends. Welcome to Tuesday Night Truckin'. Oh my gosh, wait till you see the surface we are going to use tonight. I have been waiting for years, and I finally found them, and they are so cool. I cannot wait to show them to you. They are so, so cool. Wait till you see it. Okay, it's a little red. It's a little redder than I thought it was going to be, but it's still super cool. Super, super cool. So I'm going to show you here in a second, but first I'm going to tease you a little bit more with it because it wouldn't be any fun if I didn't tease you like crazy about this amazing surface that we're going to chalk on here this evening. So to give you a little bit of background about the surface, I was in Texas last year. Okay, so I guess it hasn't been years. It's been 1 year. Last year I was in Texas with my amazing sister-in-law and that clan, and we went to a craft fair, and a lady had done something very similar to what we're going to do tonight, and I was like in love, absolutely in love. And it's taken me until a week ago to find the surface, and I finally found one. Wait till you see it. Okay, it's big. Full disclosure, it's big. It's very big, but it's going to be super cool when we're done. Are you intrigued yet? And I do have to also say, in full disclosure, I walked down here thinking we were going to put a completely different transfer on it than we're going to. So I did also switch gears here a little bit on myself, because I do that often, where I come down here and I have one thing in my head, and then when I get down here and I completely change my mind. I'm fickle that way. I don't know if you knew that about me, but I am fickle that way. All right, so welcome everybody. Hello, Melissa from Canada. Hello, Nevada from Nicole. So the surface that we are going to use is flimsy-ish. It's not too flimsy to use for home decor, but it's too flimsy for me to move it around. And it's just big. Tiffany, oh my goodness. Hello, Miss Tiffany. All right, so this is what it is. It's so cool. Okay, this is a tin ceiling tile. I want to say it's 24 by 24. Yep, it's 24 inches squared. It is so cool. So very cool. Hello, Miss Carol. I am going to show you how to chalk on this and how to make a beautiful statement piece for home decor. Because of its size, I would say it's probably more of a statement piece. You could lean this up against a mantle, which is what my intention is to do with it. You could frame it. You could do all kinds of different fun things with it. So this is the surface that we're using tonight. They are super light, which also makes them kind of nice for storage and moving around. They are super, super light, and the circle part is just a perfect frame for pretty much any transfer. So I'm going to show you a couple different transfers that we can use with it. I'll show you the one that I was originally fully intending to use, and then I'll show you the one we're going to end up using, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't change my mind halfway down. I think it's very simple what we're going to do to it, because it's just, I mean, look at me. I just feel like rubbing it. I have waited so long to find one of these. Oh my gosh. Hello, Miss Carol. Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany. You're in Minnesota, Tiffany, right? I think you're in Tiffany. It has been a long time, Tiffany. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Okay, so I will say they're not inexpensive. They're not crazy. You know, I like to chalk on, $5 surfaces. Sometimes this is not a $5 surface, but it's not a $30 surface either. I paid 18 bucks for it. I need to stop rubbing it. It's just so silky. I'm weird. Y'all know I'm weird. So I'm making Maria. I am your Chalk Couture independent designer, and I love to create things and mix things up and try different things, and I found this amazing product called Chalk Couture, which helps me, Miss Non-Artistic, create beautiful things that I actually either want to put in my home, give as gifts, or sell. The product allows me the ability to do that, which is, for me, super cool, because my whole life I have loved to make things, but I don't have any talent. And I can't pick up a paintbrush, and I can't do anything with it. But this product lets me, because it's an adhesive, reusable, very important word there. It's an adhesive, reusable silkscreen that gives me clean, crisp results every single time I use it. Every single time. And I've been doing this for 2 years, And every time I pull that transfer back, I'm like, wow, look at that. I made that. Yes, I did. It never gets old. And that's for me, as you can tell, I'm sure in the 5 seconds that you've watched me, I have a very short attention span. So for me to stick with a craft for 2 years, go live on Facebook every day for 2 years, and share it, that's a big deal. So it's got to be a pretty special craft. So I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to show you this super fun surface that we're going to use here. Isn't it just glorious? I mean, it's just so slick. So it's super slick. We're going to stick a big adhesive silkscreen transfer on it. So we're going to do a lot of fuzzing. Melissa is saying, I love it when you're so excited. Melissa, I'm weird. Melissa, you should know this by now. It never gets old, Melissa. Just never gets old. I'm sure I get old, but this never gets old. So my original intention was to use our Chalk Couture transfer this month because I think for a Chalk Couture transfer, this transfer knocked it out of the park. It's an inexpensive transfer. You know, it's $19.99 to be in the club. It's an inexpensive transfer. It's exclusive to the club, and you can make so many different things with this one. That is what I love about it. That's when I say they knock it out of the park. This isn't I can come up with 2 things to make with this transfer. I can come up with something every single day to make with this transfer. And it is some fun holly, season's greeting, and this super cute little deer. This is an amazing transfer. Thank you, Alessandra. Hello, hello, and thank you for reminding me. If you can please do what Alessandra just did and send me out into the world, it really helps me a ton when you do that, so I do very much appreciate it when you take the time to hit that button. And we do fun things when you do that. So if you can do #tile, because that's what we're talking on tonight, #tile when you hit that button. And Alessandra, you don't have to do it again because I can see that you did it. So if you've already said what you've done, you don't have to do it again. And then what I do is once a week-ish, I sit down, I go through all the videos, I pull everybody that did the hashtag or the other word that I'm not supposed to say on Facebook. And then we do a fun thing on Mondays. So if you can please take the time to hit that button, it really, really does help me. So thank you to everybody who does do that. So this is our Chalk Couture transfer for the month of November. What the club is it's an exclusive transfer. You can only get this transfer if you're in the club. And I think it's just amazing. For a holiday transfer, if you bought no other holiday transfers, you could make a whole staple of gifts out of just this transfer. The other thing that I was going to make with it tonight, which I think is quickly going to the wayside because I've got my tile out, is I was going to do one of these with just the simple little bow, which will bow, I should say. We'll probably make this tomorrow night. But this is one of those, you know, little letter things. This is old. I've had this for a very long time. It's not expensive. You know, this is kind of my type of surface. I stuck some floral in it, and we will put, because these little pieces right here, I'm telling you, are priceless for holiday decor. Priceless. So that's what you could do. So in the center, I was thinking we could do this. Just kind of this. It would be very pretty. But then, see, I was like pulling out transfers. I shouldn't have done that. When you have so many options of cool things to use, it's like, that's when I start shifting gears. So I was like, well, let's just pull out some other transfers and see what fits in the circle. Yeah, and that's what did me in. So there's this one that is a circle. So it does, it just fits in there. And this one says, there's no place like home for the holidays. Would be super cute, right? Then there's this one that says, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Now, obviously, you wouldn't do the poinsettias because they're too busy, but just the sentiment in the middle of this piece of resistance, right? This is the one, though, I think we're going to do. This is, again, one of those transfers that everybody should own because it's very cool. And it's not always easy to find one that simply says Merry Christmas. So I think we're going to put Merry Christmas with just the little sprigs. We're not going to do, obviously, the frame. And as you can tell, I've loved this transfer many times already. So I think we're just going to stick Merry Christmas in the middle with the sprigs. We're going to do it very simply, very classically. We're going to do a little white, a little green, And we'll either do we might do the berries in red. This, ironically, is almost the exact color of our scarlet paste, because I pulled that out originally thinking, oh, we could just, I'm sure they're not the same red. We can just throw a little bit of a different red on there. Yeah, they're almost exactly the same red. So it won't show up very well. So this is my plan on my very cool, I know, I hope you think it's as cool as I do, because I think it's really cool. Now, what could you do with this also? And actually, I'm going to flip it because I want to just have that option. I bought the ones that were meant to be nailed in. So one side, only one side, has 2 little nail holes on it. You can't see it because my big old head's in the way. It has 2 little nail holes. You could, oops, I don't know where that pin came from. You could take a chain and hang it if you wanted to hang it. I think, though, I'm going to lean it on my mantle is my intention with it. I did think of that too, Nicole, so I did pull that out. I also pulled out Frost Shimmer, which is white, because I thought maybe with the white. So when we get to the berries, which will be the very last thing we chalk, we'll play with that a little bit. I also happen to just simply love white and red. I seem to be obsessed with white and red this year. Some holly plants like white berries, right, Kristen? Oh, hello, Kristen. I just saw your message just as soon as I hit the live button. And yes, I do still have it. I just haven't gotten that far yet. I will get those shipped probably Thursday. I'll ship that to you. That's our plan. I'm completely obsessed with red and white this year. And it seems to happen to me every year where I get hooked on a color combo, and then everything I make is that color combo. Everything I make is that color combo. One year it was currant jam and pesto. Everything was currant jam and pesto. Now, this year it seems to be red and white. I'm weird. We've already established that in previous videos. I am weird. So, I'm going to take my transfer. Now, this one has been used many times. I take it from its backer sheet. So, that's the key to the fact that these transfers are reusable. By the fact that it's reusable means I don't have to weed. If you're a Cricut user, you know exactly what I mean. You cut it out in vinyl, and then you have to take your little weeding tool, and you have to pick out all those little pieces. I have no patience for that. Some people think it's therapeutic. That would not be me. Some people like to pick out all those little pieces, and then they make a beautiful something with it, and then they take it off, and they have to crumple it up and throw it away. They do all that work, and they get to use it once. These, however, are reusable. I can use this over and over and over again. I do not have to weed anything, which to me and my patience level, it works. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Cricut. I have a Cricut. I've used it. I use it. It doesn't get used as much as it used to, but it used to get used all the time. Because again, it takes someone like me who has no artistic ability, and it gives me the ability to create things. I am fuzzing this a lot because I'm going to stick it on metal. And metal is a lot like putting your transfer on glass. So you just want to pick up the lint. That's what I'm doing. I'm picking up the lint from my towel, and I'm making my transfer not as sticky as it could be. It's still sticky. It's just not as sticky. See, like, I'm going to have a hard time positioning this. So, Miss Carol, I am going to have a hard time positioning this. I bought them online, Carol, and I can send you the link, but I did purchase them. So I bought 6 of them because, you know, buying one and shipping it was not economical. So if you want one, if anybody wants one, I have them. I have 6 of them. I'm actually thinking about reordering them. And reordering them, they had a matte black, which I also think would be super cool. So I'm just taking my transfer and I'm sealing it to my surface. I do want to make sure that I'm straight, because I don't want to go through all this and then have my Merry Christmas be crooked. And I think I'm pretty good. I also think I'm centered, so I should be golden. Okay. See, but when I look at you, I look like I'm crooked. I am crooked. All right, I am crooked. So you hear that noise? That's the hole. That's because this is metal. And there's really not good ways to, you just gotta go fast. So one of the other tricks is fold your transfer in half and then place it that way. Sometimes this works for me, sometimes it doesn't. No, Carol, it came this color. So when you order them, you tell them what color you want it to be. They do sell them in other colors, like every color of the rainbow. And the price is based on what color you pick. So, of course, red was on the pricey side. I think the black ones were $13. Now I'm too low. Right, yep. So it came painted and everything. I did nothing except take it out of the box. And they shipped pretty quickly. I was kind of impressed with how fast I got it because I didn't really think I was going to get it that fast. Because they kind of gave me that impression on the website. But I ordered it last week and it's here. So for me, right now, that's pretty good for shipping because, you know, everybody and their brother is doing their Christmas shopping. So shipping seems to be taking a little bit longer. Okay, I'm going to try again. See if I'm straight this time. Much better. Okay. So now I'm straight. I'm going to just seal. It is cool, Carol. I'm so glad you like it, Carol. Oh, I like it too. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. I saw it and I very rare, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't like to buy things that people make because that I can make. Let me rephrase that. I like to buy things people make. But things that I know I can go home and make, I don't like to buy. As I'm sure you guys are all that way too, right? If you can do it yourself, you're going to do it yourself. Because, you know, it's cheaper. Haha. Yeah, right. It's not. But haha, in my mind, it's cheaper. But I kicked myself. We got on that airplane and we flew home. Part of the problem was I did not know how we would get it home. But I did kick myself for not buying it. And then it took me until last week to finally find tiles. The lady that at the craft place that when I asked her where she got them, she said that they were vintage and they were taken out of a restaurant's ceiling. I don't know if I think she might have just told me that because she didn't want me to know. Not that we would ever, you know, think poorly of her. Because maybe she's telling me the truth. I don't know. All right, so we're going to do our Merry Christmas first. I was thinking about, what do you think about doing the whole thing in white and then just putting little red berries on it? And then we would really stick with the red and white. Or do you think we should do our evergreens in green? So we could go Merry Christmas and evergreens in all white and then put little red berries on it. Or we could do Merry Christmas in white, green, evergreens, and then little red berries or white berries. So those are my questions. What colors do you think we should do? And again, while we're talking about that, if you can, oops, I'm sorry, I had that up there already. If you can do that, and then comment hashtag tile, because we're talking on ceiling tile, a tin ceiling tile, then you get entered. So thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that. Nice thing about making it yourself is you can make it how you want. Exactly, Nicole. Cheryl's saying all white. I was kind of thinking all white too. We just, because again, I'm totally addicted. Oh, now Nicole is saying green. Will you see the red on red? Melissa, you won't see the red on red, but the berries go on top of the bow, the evergreens. So you'll see them because they're on top of the green. Kristen's saying white and green. You know what? We can, oh, you know, we could get fancy if we really wanted to. And we could do white and green. And we could do green and white at the tips like there was snow on them. Let's do that. Let's get fancy, right? You got nothing better to do tonight, do you? Gonna take my squeegee and dip it in my chalk paste, load it up, and I'm gonna do my Merry Christmas. I'm not gonna do the evergreens yet because I am gonna do them in green and white. So I wanna take my time in doing that. Hello, Miss Terry from Texas. We were talking about you, Terry, because I Do you remember when we were at the craft fair last year when I was there for Thanksgiving? And we saw these red tiles and I was in love with them. I was with my sister-in-law, Terry. Everybody say hi, Terry. Okay, everybody's saying they like that. I finally found the tiles. Okay, so we have our... Look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh. Isn't that like awesome? Nicole is saying nope. First you said yes, then you said nope. What are you saying nope to, Nicole? Don't you just love the white? Do I need the green? Green or no green? Green or no green? It's a hard decision. Okay, so what we're gonna do, Vintage Market Day. Thank you, Terry. That's where we were. We were at a craft fair. Which we don't have here. We don't have Vintage Market Days here. Now, this is pesto, which is kind of an olivey green. We could use more of a classic green and use meadow. They're very similar to each other. This is just a little more army green. Snowy tips, Cheryl's saying. All right, we're doing snowy tips. Oh, you have nothing better to do. You know, Kristen, I love you, Kristen. You're right. If I don't like it, I can wash it off and do it again because that's the amazingness of chalk. All right, I think we're going to use this. We're going to try this green because I think it's brighter and it'll go more with the red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my multi-purpose tool because it's going to give me a little bit more control. And I'm going to dip it in. Carol likes meadow. Oh, good, Carol, because we agree then. And I'm going to kind of go in here. So this is a little bit like Hot Mess, only it's like Hot Mess with a purpose. If you guys remember the ice skates transfer from last year, it had very similar little bows on it. And we did a bunch of them where we did the same thing, where we made it look like there was snow on them. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a quick little wipe off of my tool so I can dip it in my white. And now I want to be careful. I don't really want to mix them. I'm not hot messing as in I want to make a lighter green. I really want it to be the white. But of course it's hard to not pick up some of the green as you go because first of all the green is wet. So I could have dried it. That would have, you know, made that go a little easier. But I don't want, you know, the look of Hot Mess, but I'm kind of not avoiding it at this point, so. We're really just looking for snowy tips. Okay, we're gonna pull it up and see how it goes. I don't like it. It looks too, doesn't look right. I didn't do it right. So when you don't like it, as Kristen said, it's a very easy fix. You just wash it off. The one thing I will say when you wash something like this is be careful of the residue from the baby wipe, if that's what you're using. You do want to wipe that dry because it will leave a residue. And then sometimes you can see that. So if you have something that has a residue, make sure you wash it off. All right, so what we're gonna do is I have my transfer right here next to me. And I can lay it sticky side down because of my surface. Now I just had my disinfectant wipes. And now I'm just gonna do a quickie little wash off my transfer. There. I don't like it either. Carol's saying. Everybody's saying all white. Okay. So now what I do is I just take my transfer, and I have a disinfectant wipe, and I'm just giving it a quick little wash job. This is my cheater washing job. I can do this on my surface because my surface is plastic. I have a plastic tablecloth on this table. So, oops, that's the wrong kind of wipe. That's what allows me to be able to do this. So you just gotta wash off your surface. And then get that chalk out of your transfer. Okay, now my transfer is wet, which causes a whole new issue. When your transfer gets wet, it becomes uber sticky, like uber sticky. Because they're meant to air dry, there's just something about them getting wet. I don't know what it is. So because of my surface being tin, I need to be super careful. And first I'm gonna fuzz quite a bit more, right? I'm gonna fuzz it a lot to pick up that lint. See how it's sticking to my towel where it didn't stick to my towel like that before. There's just something about when they get wet. They get super, super sticky. It's okay that they're super, super sticky, as long as you're really cautious when you go to take them off. Because, first of all, it's also going to be very challenging to line it up because it's going to stick as soon as I put it to the surface. A lot of that has to do just simply with it's a tile. And it doesn't help also that I still have chalk all over my... It's very easy to line up because I can see the white chalk. Now, this does not need to be perfect because I'm not like going over anything. Okay, so that's close, pretty close. Okay, so now I'm just gonna, I am only pushed down the boughs, or the evergreens, whatever you want to call them. Okay, pushing that through my silk screen. And pulling it off. Pulling it carefully, again, because it's... I don't even think it needs the berries. Oh my gosh! Score! Don't you love it? Look at how pretty that is. It's just so classic and clean and pretty and easy. Did I mention how easy this was to do? I don't even think it needs the berries. What do you guys think? Does it need the berries? I did look to try to find smaller tiles than this 24 by 24 and have not been successful. You can find them, but they don't have the really pretty oval or circle. So much, right, Melissa? Thank you, Miss Carol. I think it's gorgeous too. Cheryl loves it. Okay, do you think it needs the berries though, or you think it's good enough without them? I love this transfer. So anybody that wants this transfer. No berries. Carol says no berries. I agree, Carol. No berries. It's just pretty. No berries. Cheryl says no berries. Okay, no berries it is. I'm going to try to hold it up so you can see it a little bit better. It's hard because it's so big. I don't even know if you can see it better. But see, it's just like perfect. I can't see what you can see, so I'm trying to get it to you. If you saw what I was doing right now, so